Hello and welcome to Warlords of Draenor with Jordock Lightforge. Well, today we I have for you video of my attempt at getting Leeroy Jenkins from the level 100 Upper Blackrock Spire. Well, things didn't really go according to plan. Everything started out well. We were running through. We cleared the first room. Everything was great. And we were doing the fights and we were killing them fast and killing them quick. Everything was great. Run through real easy. Because Blackrock Spire is not a hard dungeon. It really isn't that difficult. You just run through fast as you can, mow everything down. It's a fun time. Uh, but with the Leeroy Jenkins achievement, it's a little harder. The first two bosses irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant in getting the Leeroy achievement and the new achievement to get the title. But in my opinion, it's a lot harder because in the old one I just went in with my level 85 and just mowed down those whelps and got the title. It was nothing. It was really easy. The first boss, super easy. Super easy. Nothing really special. Um, in fact, if you wanted to, you could just beat him down the whole time, and it would just take a lot of time. But he pops these electric lightning beams to the chambers, as you can see, and you have to jump down and disconnect them. The difficult part is surviving the two big orbs, because if you stay within that shockwave for any longer than 3 seconds, you're gonna die. You're just gonna wipe every time. You're dead. No. See, as you can see, one of the DPS just died, and that was a Rep Pally. Um, and the other DPS died. And that's not the first time having they've been battle rezzed already. As you can see, I trimmed down the fights so the video wasn't extremely long. Uh, but we got the boss down. Wasn't any problem. But you just gotta make sure to get those shields off. Be quick. Avoid getting hit by the big lightning spheres that swirl around, and then get back up onto the platform as quickly as possible. And as far as the first boss fight goes, I like it. But as always, the loot drops are super, super low in Warlords of Draenor. I don't know why they're super low. It really makes me angry. I really hate how low the drop rate is. I wish the drop rates were much, much, much higher. But it makes the game more challenging. You have to run dungeons over and over and over and over again, which the only way to do this viably as a DPS is to queue up with a friend or make a friend that's a tank and run with them as many times as you can. And if you don't do it that way, you can do it how I'm doing it to get my chest piece. I leveled up my garrison followers, and now they're running a raid type quest to get me a 630 chest piece. But required items and stuff, I'll make another video explaining that. Right now, these fights against these aberrations really suck because the alchemists throw a serum on them that heals them for more damage. They heal them for more hit points than you can deal damage, no matter how hard you try. So you have to have a healer or a caster that has a magic debuff get that off of them the second it shows up to wipe it easy. The way we did it is we sapped the alchemist and the engineer. We killed the abomination aberration. I can't exactly remember what it's called. And I would click on their read, but I'm just trying to do this voiceover so you guys have something nice to listen to while you watch my failure. But anyways, the easiest way to get through those guys is to sap the alchemist and the engineer, and then you kill the aberration, and then the monstrosity. Sorry, the draconid monstrosities. Then you take out the alchemist, and then you take out the engineer. It's really easy. It's really simple once you get through it. This boss fight, I don't like it very much at all. Is it hard? No. Is it mechanics heavy? Oh yes, it's very mechanics heavy. And so that's something I've noticed about Draenor dungeons. They're extremely heavy on mechanics. Because I go back and think about all the old dungeons, and yeah, you didn't do much mechanics-wise. You really didn't. every single one of them was a tank and spank all the way through. Because the gear you got was so overpowered at the point of Mr. Pandaria that by the time you played Pandaria, you just got through and you were punching everything so hard it didn't matter. The mechanics did not matter nearly as much as they should have. But as you can see, we targeted the Alchemist here because of again, that serum buff healing everybody for a bunch. It's a ridiculous thing. If you don't debuff that, I cannot stress how important it is to debuff that, because the boss here, he's just, oh, he's a toughie. He is a tough customer. Let me tell you, Cryak is not my favorite boss ever, because he can cast his own buff on him. He can cast it on the two Draconid monstrosities that fight with him. He can do so much damage to you with his AoE, and it's ridiculous. But it's a mechanics heavy fight. It's not a hard fight. It's mechanics heavy, like I said. But the way you're gonna fight it as a tank is you're gonna hit him as much as possible. Stay away from all of the ground effects and everything that he casts. And then every time he starts fixating on people, and you see he's casting his serum now, and there we go, we got a debuff on it. But you see he does that fixation. You have to rebuke it, and you have to get rid of it and break his concentration, and then everything's fine. See, there he goes, he's doing it again. And it's the debilitating fixation, I think, is what it's called. But then you cast Vile Blood Serum, and you immediately have to get it off. You have to debuff it, and then we killed him. It wasn't that hard. And if you see, I got the Batter 9 Horde helmet that you use to buy the transmort pieces, which I just got a hold of, actually. But I haven't transmorted yet. But I'm going to, because I have the 640 helm, so it's pretty much just transmorgifying it until I can replace it when High Maul drops, which is what I'm working towards. Am I tanking High Maul? No, I wish I was, but I'm actually just going to be going through it as in my Retribution spec, which I'm crafting my weapon tomorrow, and then I'll have my chest, and I have all the trinkets and rings to switch out, so everything will be fine. As you can see, we just res Leeroy. We're going through. We wiped all that trash. We're at 582 seconds left. We're going really slow. I was not prepared for how quickly you need to run through this. It is really, really a breakneck pace. You cannot have slow DPS and try and get Leeroy. You really can't. In order to get Leeroy, you need to already be fully heroically geared. Every single person needs to have full heroic gear to make it an easily achievable goal, because you have to breakneck speed to get through it. And unfortunately, I don't have enough friends to go into fully heroic gear, but hopefully soon I will. I'm hoping that we'll just, if we start doing the LFR version of High Maul, which I really don't like LFR, but probably gonna end up doing it anyways, because really, really no, I'm probably not gonna get into many raids themselves. Plus, I need the LFR tank gear to just go up, and then I can do pre-made groups and stuff, and I'm sure I'll work it out. But this boss fight's really simple. I believe it's 5 waves of ads come out. You got about 10 to 20 flyers in each wave. Then you have like 5 ads on the ground that need tanked, and then you keep them close together, do as much damage as possible. And as you can tell, I move around a lot, and that's more out of habit than anything else. And then we fought through the 5 waves of ads. Here comes the boss, the start of the boss fight, where Tharbik's mount flies around, picks him up, and then comes back down. As you can see, we had some trouble with the ads. We didn't kill him. We're already at 321 seconds, and then we have trouble killing this boss quickly. His Reaver is really hard to kill. Takes a lot of time. And again, our DPSs and our healer were not the greatest at all. They really weren't good. We just killed the Reaver. That took too long. It's 286 seconds in. But it's still doable at this point. But we didn't go through fast enough. I can't stress time. But see, we're not mowing him down nearly as much as I'd like to. Tharbeck isn't a hard boss fight. Simple mechanics. He doesn't do much damage. It's not heal intensive from what I can tell. Unfortunately, I know you can't see my character behind all the heals that's popping up, but I turned that off for future videos. Here we are. We had already failed Leeroy. We didn't get him. We were about 40 seconds too late on getting to the boss, and he died in the fire that the hound fell down. It was a pain. But this is the third boss. No, fourth boss. I'm sorry. I'm being silly. Fourth boss, Ragewing the Untamed. This is extremely mechanically inclined because of the tight space it's in, and it's a lot of side-scrolling essentially. But he's gonna cast his fire to one side and brush it across the bridge, and you run as quickly as you can away from it. It's simple as that. The easiest way to tank it is exactly the way the dungeon journal tells you, which is in the center of the bridge, and then when you cast it, you move. Now, when he does his I can't remember what it's called, but I'll just wait for it to pop up. But when he goes into the second phase, which he's doing now, he's flying away, all the little whelplings are going to come in, and then those explosions come down. I always wait for the first one to explode and hurry up and run into the center where it exploded. I do that for the two waves of him, and then I don't take any damage. It's really nice. The DPS really have to be on those ads because they will do a lot of damage to a tank that is not geared very well. If you can see there, I was a little tardy on it. And then we got the boss into his third phase. He jumps onto the bridge, and we start attacking him in the ads. In all honesty, even though I edited them out because for time's sake, we've wiped on this boss about 4 times and had to replace, I believe the healer left. Or did we kick out the healer? Or did we actually manage to make it through? Well, if you see their names change, because I have bad eyesight, I haven't really been paying attention to the names of the people in there. But considering that Heidi and Jekyll have moved places, I'll assume that it looks like they've moved places, unless I was just looking at it wrong. But alright, here we are. After clearing all that trash, we are at Warlord Zayla. I hate this boss fight. It's a horrible boss fight. It sucks. The reason I hate it is not because of the beginning phase or even the second phase. It's her third phase that I despise, which you will see in a moment. See, now she's going into the second phase, jumps on her mount, flies away, and the fire comes in. We wiped on this 3 more times before we got through it. Oh, and the fire. Oh, the fire. And I figured out since then that my problem is I haven't been zooming out enough to see when the dragons pop up to cast fire, and we haven't been getting out of way of it in time. Well, Zayla's jumped off her mount. She's down again. We're fighting her. We got her down to low health. The DPSs did good. They killed all the ads. We're about to take her out. And I hate this fight because if you're stupid, it's a hard fight. It really is. And as you can tell, our DPS were not that great. The DPS could have been much better. But all in all, we got it done. We got the achievements. Didn't get any gear out of that, unfortunately, that I could use. I already had a better trinket. Well, as always, this is Jordock Lightforge. Please like, subscribe, and comment below for any tips, tricks, anything you'd like to see. I will be uploading a video soon about the garrisons. Thank you very much. See you next time.